Welcome back to Garden Ninja. Today is the second video on the exploding atom garden, which is going to be based here at Garden Ninja HQ. So today what I'm going to be doing is taking the plan that I've devised over the past few weeks and then mapping it out here in what will be the exploding atom garden. So as you can see, it's quite a large space and it's completely blank, which is great because it means that I don't have to take up any trees, walls or existing borders. The intimidating fact is that it's still just a blank space. So what I'm going to do today is to map out with some spray line all the borders that I've already designed on this plan and then make sure that they definitely fit. Because whilst it may look good on paper, the proof is really in the pudding. So I'm going to get the spray line, mark them out, and then probably go upstairs, have a look down and make sure that those borders and beds fit and that they're sensible sizes. You can get things like a lawnmower between them if need be, that they're going to look right from the house because that's where I'm going to be looking at this garden from. So I'm going to go and get my spray line, my measuring tape, and all my other equipment, and then we're going to get cracking. So come on, let's move. So I need to find the centre of this garden before I can do anything with spraying it out. So I'm going to use a tent peg and my plan, trundle wheel and some tape measures, find the centre, and then we're good to go and starting to map out the rest of the garden. So here we can see the outline taking place with the spray line. Maybe choosing bright yellow wasn't the best idea against bright green. But anyway, you get my drift in that I'm using the spray line to basically map out the circular parts of these borders. So it's day 2 of marking out the paddock. The rain stopped play yesterday. It's taken a decidedly nippy turn for the colder today. So I'm hoping to get this finished before these ominous rain clouds start to throw down water again. I had beers last night, that was quite nice. I had my hair cut this morning, making me feel extra cold. But we're nearly there, and once this is mapped out, I'll try and give you an aerial view of the plot. And then the next phase is my favourite part, which is the turf cutter. And when that arrives, all the beds will be taken up and then you'll really start to see the definition of these boundaries. So the wind's picking up, I'm going to crack on, catch up in a bit. So another tip when marking out a garden is to use tent pegs and string for your straight lines. And that gives you a really clean line, and it also means that you can make micro adjustments with the tent pegs and the string to work out the perfect width and dimensions of your borders. So if you just follow me down here, you'll see that I've got a tent peg here and then a line of string that runs all the way to the edge of that border. And that's what I'll be using as my guideline when I use the turf cutter, which is just there, to take up the turf. Finish marking out the garden, and the next stage is to fire up the turf cutter and start to lift up the turf from the beds that I've just mapped out. If you've not used a turf cutter before, I've got a video on my YouTube channel showing you exactly how to use one. Always make sure you're wearing the necessary safety gear, gloves, steel toe cap boots as a minimum, maybe goggles and ear defenders. But watch that video if you don't know how to use one of these. I'm going to fire up, get cracking. So I finally finished using the turf cutter to cut out all the borders on the exploding atom garden. and today I'm going to peel back all this turf and reveal the design. Now the weather's been a bit poor, so I've had to wait a few days, but I'm going to get this turf up now and show you the finished result of the borders. So unfortunately nature has conspired against me. We've had some really bad weather and I've had to resort to calling in the lads to help me lift this turf because it's simply too difficult for me on my own. I've got trees on order and it will never get done in time, so unfortunately this one slipped a bit. However, change is good and always ask for help. So I've got these lads in, they're going to help me lift the turf and that'll get me back on track for the exploding Atom Garden. So the turf's now been fully lifted and the weather set us back by a few weeks. So I had to call in some help from a few friends and some heavy machinery. But the turf's now up and as you can see, it is a little bit of a quagmire, but nevertheless, we managed to get it up in time because if we hadn't, I'd have had to have remarked out the entire plot and it would have set us back even further. So the next stage now is for the bare root trees to arrive and then I'm going to dig some tree pits and get them in. But that'll be the next video. So I've been Garden Ninja, thanks for watching and check back soon for more updates on this, the exploding Atom Garden.